another interview video. This one is actually kind of took me by surprise. It's not that I haven't had fairies show up before. I can't recall if I've sold a fairy. I know I have a few of my own. This one isn't quite a fairy. Come in the butt. This one isn't quite a fairy. This is actually a water sprite. And I really don't know a lot about water sprites, so I talked to one of my main spirit guides, Ari, and I was asking her to explain water sprites to me, because when I was reading online about water sprites, it was a little contradictory. It didn't make sense from what I knew about elementals, because they said it's an elemental, and it didn't make sense from elementals. And so, because I have come up against elementals, and it's a totally different energy with this water sprite as opposed to an elemental. So, I asked my spirit guide, Ari, you know, what's the deal with this? And she told me, and this sprite confirmed it. Now, her name is Alphreetha, right? Alphreetha. She is from Norway. Now, she's around 9,000 years old. So let me give you a little bit of backstory with the difference between, because some people might think it's the water fairy. Fairies were real and are real, but there is child but there's a difference in them. Now, I've gone over this in my fairies video. Fairies look like humans. Back when there were fairies that walked the earth, their difference was that they did have wings on their back. Their wings couldn't really support them in flight, but they did have them. Eventually, the wings ended up coming off because through evolution we didn't need it. Now, much as humans are descended from apes, fairies were descended from birds, which is why they had wings on their backs. And just like we lost our tails, they lost their wings. Are there a line of descendants from fairies? There are, to this day. Now, fairies were living, breathing, you know, physical. I guess you can call them humans, humanoid. As opposed to sprites. Now, sprites were created, sprites of the air, sprites of the earth. They were created with the energy from the Big Bang Theory. They have never lived in a physical form as we have, but they are conscious forms of energy. And Alphreetha, am I saying this right? You are conscious forms of energy. Yes. And they do control certain elemental portions, which is why people confuse them with elementals. They are vastly different in their energy, in their aura. Vastly. Elementals you don't want to fuck with. Seriously. If you come across one, you find yourself a shaman or a witch or something to get it out. Or either that or you get out, because it's just not a good situation. As I've said about elementals, they do not feel. They do not have compassion, mercy, anger, kindness. They are what they are, and if you intrude upon them, they aren't going to like it. Whereas conscious forms of energy do have feelings, like the sprites, they do have feelings. They do like to help mankind. Now, if you cross them, you're going to be screwed. Yeah. Now, Alphreetha is I believe I said she's from Norway, so she is Norse. She has decided to choose this little angel that I have here as her doll. Now, I was getting kind of into it. Now, water sprites obviously control the element of water. Now, she would... Do you have someplace better to be? What are you doing? Now, she is a good companion for a water witch, and that's something that I was talking about in my Witch Life series, discovering what type of witch you are, what your element is, and where you get your power. Now, if you are a water witch, she is a great companion to have. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why she showed up here, because I am doing this. I am teaching people, you know, how to get your energy, how to control your energy, and we're going through the process of it. And I think that's one of the reasons why she popped up, because she has not been here for very long. And I believe that she does want to be an aid to a water witch. Now, what does a water witch do? Well, just like the sprites, now sprites do not control rain. They control basically like groundwater. Any water that is on the ground or comes from the ground. So basically we'll just call it all groundwater. Right. Moving water, standing water, doesn't matter as long as it's on the earth. They cannot. Now, air sylphs control the rain, right? Because it is an air. Okay, yeah. So anything that's on the ground is fair game. So let me ask, like a water sprite, would you be like, in the days when there were multiple gods that were worshipped, would you have been like one of the gods, like workers that would go out and answer, you know, for like maybe the Nile flooding to create a good, okay. So that's what we're talking about. It's so hard to pinpoint down, but basically for a good crop, if you need groundwater for it, again, they would work with a water witch, like when you're dowsing, right? That's exactly one of the functions. And when you hear the word, nowadays, when you hear the word dowsing rods, you think about using it for spirit communication. But a long time ago, dowsing rods were used to find where there was underground water to dig wells. Yes. And there were people that were dowsers that just had the ability to find out where they were. And these were the people that were actually being guided by water sprites. So she would be a big boon to somebody that finds that they get their power from water. And that's one of the things that I address as a witch. You get your energy from living water. And that means running water, flowing water, not puddle water, not water in a glass, not even the rain. You get it from living, flowing water. And that is where she comes in, because she controls the water. So if you get your energy from the water, you pull the energy from the water, and she can aid you in doing any spell work that pertains to water, fertilization, and plumbing. You good with plumbing? Should we get you a Roto-Rooter hat? She's like, I don't know what that is, but okay. So all that basically you take care of. Okay. I know it seems a little vague in my description, and in a way I'm kind of like learning about it a little bit myself, because I've never, come across a water sprite before. But she is more than willing to share her power and her capability with you. But again, you would have to treat her as an equal and not as a servant, because she will get angry and she will get even. So that is the main reason why she came here. She is actually looking for, because I'm doing this series, she's actually looking for a water witch, or a dowser, or somebody that works along the lines. And that's what she's looking for. That's what she's here for, and that's what she wants to do. Now, is there anything that you would like me to say that I have not addressed? Is there anything you want to say? No. So are we good? We'll wrap it up? Wrap it up. Okay. So that is Alphreetha. And she is looking for a water witch home. It's a very specialized target audience, so she might be here for a while, but I know she will. In the end, my spirits always find the right home. So she will go to the right home, but it's going to be a while. Also, she also said that she would teach somebody water magic. So if perhaps if you do the exercises that I was talking about, your homework assignment for how to determine what type of witch you are, and you feel a little pull of energy from the water, but you felt a greater pull elsewhere, it doesn't mean that you have to rule water out. She will still teach you water magic so that you will have that dual, and she will aid you in water magic. So you will have, dual capabilities, which is also a good thing. Definitely to have. I know that I have spirits all across the board that are capable of all different things, and that is why I can be successful in some of the things that I do, because they have the different capabilities, and they just need the energy to get that going. So that is Alphreetha, and I think that's it for us here. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.